Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to be talking about how I became a top 100 seller on eBay within 2 years of starting my account. And for those of you that don't know, my name is Andrew and I'm with Gem TCG, and I run a Pokemon singles store on eBay where I sold over $200,000 worth of cards each year for the past 2 years. And if you need help growing and starting your eBay stores, I have a Patreon with the link is in the description of this video. But let's get started. So the way that I found out that I was even a top 100 seller was because eBay sent out one of their kind of like advisors to check out my account and talk with me. Like we had weekly or bi-weekly meetings where we would just look at like my sales performance, my advertising stuff, and just all those like analytics. And towards the way end of it, he told me that I was ranked like in the top 100 of people that sell singles cards. And I'm not sure, and top 100 considering like the sales prices, like the total sales amount. And I'm not sure if that counts graded cards in that category, because I don't really sell graded cards, and people that sell graded cards would obviously sell for a lot more than what I'm selling my raw cards for. But the fact that I was considered top 100 eBay sellers in my category was very impressive for me, and I was like very happy to hear that. And knowing that a lot of you want to begin selling Pokemon cards on eBay, I feel like this would be a good video for you guys to learn kind of what I did to get there and how I stayed at that level for 2 years now. And for some more context, I started in 2021 and I didn't take it too seriously because I was focusing on TCG player pretty much. So my sales were like 10K probably in the first year. And then the second year I did 70K. And then the third and fourth year I did over 190,000 each year on eBay. And there are many reasons why I was able to get this much sales, and I will kind of talk through them all throughout this video and break it down into sections. So starting off with the most important one is consistency. Being consistent and holding yourself accountable is crucial when having a business like this, because if you can list 100 cards, that's great. But if you can only list 100 cards and then you take a break for a month and then do it again, it's like you will not be able to grow your store at a rate that like my example was. So you need to be able to consistently list, consistently maintain your systems, fulfill your orders in a proper time. Because also the analytics on eBay, like if you're not taking care of things consistently, like the responding to customers, dealing with cases where they say the item never was received, and people wanting to return items, you will get marked down and they will mark you as like a below average seller. So being consistent is key to becoming like a top rated seller and one of the top sellers on eBay. Another important thing to becoming a seller with like in the top 100 rating is handling customers, like dealing with customers properly. A lot of people don't typically deal with customers professionally or in the right way. They'll either just brush them off or be rude or not contact them at all. And this will only hurt you in the long run, because if people buy from you and then they can't expect you to message them back when they have an issue or respond in time, then they will not come back to your store and they will not buy from you. Because think about it, if you were a customer and you buy something and there's an issue and then the seller does not respond to you, like would you want to buy from them again? Probably not. And another benefit to dealing with customers like professionally is that on the reverse effect, if you are very good to them, even if you charge a higher price, people will still come back and buy from you rather than someone that's charging a cheaper price, just because they like you and they want to support your store rather than someone else. And then another thing is having like good feedback from those customers when you treat them professionally and properly rather than ignoring them. Because when they give you good feedback, your listings will show up higher on eBay, and it just overall it's a win-win for everything if you just treat customers right. Next up is listing items. So in order to get a lot of sales, you need to get a lot of items. And there is a thing that people talk about a lot, and they say like you need to list 5 items a day because it'll boost your algorithm, something like your listings will show up more. But I actually talked with the eBay advisor, and he said that's not entirely true, because eBay doesn't have a thing where they check like, are they listing 5 items a day? But people mistake it, because if you list 5 items a day, most likely you're just a consistent seller. So like there's skewed, like it's like not a good group to base that data off of, because someone that's listing 5 items a day, one, has a lot of inventory, and two, has a lot of time to do this every single day. So that means they are running like a full business. So of course someone running a full business is going to have a lot more sales than someone that's just listing like one card a day or one card every other day, something like that. So don't worry about that, but just you're going to want to be able to list as many items as you can, because the more items you list, the more potential you have to sell more cards. And then another great thing is reinvesting my money into the hobby, or like into the business, because when I first started off, and even now, almost all the money that I make from this business goes right back in. So if I sell a card for $500 or $100, after the fees and all that, I am taking that money, buying another card, or like buying another collection, and just repeating that cycle until, or forever. Like I don't, if you're not reinvesting the money that you make into this business, then your profits will eventually go like this, or like your total sales, because you'll have all this inventory and then it'll clear out, and then you'll have nothing towards the end except for a bunch of cash. So always reinvest profit you make from sales so that you could buy more inventory, sell more cards, and just rinse and repeat that cycle. So that is crucial to getting a large storefront. And last but not least is having like proper listings. And what I mean by that is having like professional looking listings, good titles, good pictures. Descriptions I don't think is that important, but like good item specifics, and just have all like the proper stuff. And you can look at my store for reference, and I know mine's not like perfect, but I think it's better than most people on eBay. So if you have like a good looking listing, one, you will rank higher, and two, it just looks better overall. So people would naturally just look for your listing rather than someone else's. But yeah, to wrap this up, mainly you just want to be consistent, list a lot of cards, and be professional with the people that are buying from you, and then have high quality listings. And that will get you to become a top 100 seller in this category in the long term. Like it won't happen right away, but eventually you will become one if you follow that to a T, and you will definitely see a huge effect on your storefront if you do this, or like if you do all the things that I talked about in this video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it helpful.